On this episode of Did Y'all See, we're talking about Ciara and her custody battle with Future, Jamal Bryant and whether or not he should step down, and what would you do if a man denied you sex? Get into all this tea on Did Y'all See. Welcome to another episode of Did Y'all See? New day, new space. Ladies, are you ready? Okay. So first up, we have Ciara and the custody battle with Future. So a judge decided that he was going to award them both joint custody. So what do you guys think about that?
I get that the judge is trying to be fair. I mean, if we share a child, there's no real reason that you should have sole custody. However, I just maintain that Future is the worst possible person to have a baby with. So everything from here on out is probably going to be a struggle, including this custodial arrangement. So hopefully they'll pull it together for baby Future, but knowing his history, probably not.
You know, joint custody is the best way to go, honestly. And if you don't like the person that you had a child with, then you shouldn't have had a child with them, unfortunately. Like, this is just the struggle that comes with it, but you can't keep them away from their child. Like, it just won't work.
Maybe it would be a good way to pacify Future from not having his Twitter outbursts. That's what I think it is all about.
Right. The defamation suit is still pending. So we'll see how that goes. But I don't really believe the Future is as active as he could be. So, joint custody, it'll probably just be more of the same, honestly. You'll see him more than he sees him, and that'll just be it. He might do the right thing for a month or so. And then when he goes back on tour, it'll be, you and Russell and the baby. So I don't think it really changes anything, but I don't think on the record you can't have sole custody. It's just not right. For this week's Who'd You Rather, we're talking about the men of Empire. So it's going to be 3 this time. So Trey Byers, Jussie Smollett, and Yaz Brashear Gray. So, ladies, do tell, who'd you rather?
I would pick Yaz. I know, he's totally younger than me, but if I was like, I don't even know how old he is, but if I was 18, what? You can get it any day, anywhere, let me know.
Oh.
He's I just think his body, everything is just, girl. I would call him on Instagram, I would let me get off.
Well, this might be a boomerang, but I know he doesn't play for my team, but I might go with Jussie if he did play for this team. I think we would have a lot of fun together, and I think he's so cute.
Right?
I would go for Trey. I think, he's newly married, whatever. I'm getting married too, but what does that mean? What does that really mean? No, I'm just but I just think he's so fine. And I just think, I don't know, man, his lips, everything, he's just fine. And then he's a man of God, too. I'm like, you got it all going on.
I'm going to have to go with Jussie as well. Hey, boo. I don't care if you don't want me. I just don't. I think he is so beautiful. I think he is so funny. I just, want to be his friend. You know what I'm saying? We could have sex, too, but I just would really want to hang out with him. I think he is so cool. And he's woke. I just love him. But let us know who you'd rather in this trifecta, Trey, Jussie, or Yaz. So, did y'all see that Jamal Bryant is in the news again? It wasn't a sermon, it's another scandal this time. Allegedly, he impregnated another woman. Now, he's divorced now because of adultery, but he's a pastor, so he's not supposed to be having sex outside of marriage. So, not only is he having, he got this one pregnant. So, it's a 10-month-old baby boy who's out here bearing his last name. And not only are there rumors, this woman actually uploaded the DNA results. And Jamal Bryant is 99.999% this baby's father. Now, he said his lawyers have advised him not to speak on it, but he did issue a whole statement saying really nothing. So the question is, what do you guys think about the situation? And do you think it's time for him to step down?
I do think that he has an anointing. I think people struggle. I wish he wasn't so arrogant. I can always respect just a humble person who has issues, and it's I'm leading you, but I'm also struggling. So follow me as I follow Christ. But he's so arrogant, and I think that's what bothers me the most. But hopefully he talked to God, worked it out, trying to do better. But it's just a messy situation, and it makes it look bad for you know, everybody else. The whole faith, yeah.
You know, like everybody has their stuff,
Right.
but with Jamal feels like he's entitled to have his stuff and the cake and sprinkles and the ice cream. Right. Like it's too much, and I just feel like from the interactions that I saw with him and his ex-wife, they were on television show. I forgot which one. Yes.
Oh, he's on the show? He came on the show?
Yes, he did. He took the kids out to get pizza and, you know, the whole thing, and they had like a family day. And it was just, you know, like she kept it 100, like, you know, he's been out here on the mountain, in the valley, in the stream, you know, but Jamal's behavior is kind of like, you know, like, girl, you know what it is, you know, and it's just, he's too old for that, you know? So I just think that, not that he needs to, I wouldn't say step down, I just want other people to be as woke as we are, you know, because I think a lot of people are blinded by.
So you saying leave the church? Don't go to his church, but he ain't got to step down.
You know, I just think a lot of people are very blinded by his charisma, his charm, you know.
It's up to the church, but I just think he needs to, and you don't have to, like I said before, I think you don't have to apologize to people, you know, for the things that you do, but you should just want to do better as the leader of a flock, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, the attention is supposed to be on God. It's not supposed to be on you and your shenanigans. But when you want to be, you know, when you want to be this big, when you want to be this big figure, you want to be so important, you pretend like you're really here and out here trying to be about God when you're really about yourself. It's up to the church though.
Yeah, I wrote my piece yesterday. I don't feel like he needs to necessarily step down, but I think he needs to take some time outside of the spotlight. Like someone was like, not step down, but like step back and really reevaluate where you are in your life right now. I feel like anyone who's that anointed, God is speaking to you, right? Like consistently on a daily basis. So you know God has been telling you to get your stuff together. This temptation thing, you need to work on it, right? And you're ignoring it. So I'm like, so you're not in the spiritual mind frame to even speak to other people about God's word. Like, just take a minute, get yourself together, figure out what you really need to be doing, what you're gonna stop doing, what you're gonna continue doing, and then reevaluate and then come back and tell people about your testimony and your story. But I feel like right now, you shouldn't be issuing statements and you're not even acknowledging or denying the child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's always this desire to be in the spotlight. And that's what, it's not just the sex, it's your desire for the fame that's really a problem. The ladies of The Real were talking about the double standard in sex and sexuality. Like, you know, if a woman says no, that's it, and you're just supposed to be okay with it. But they were saying, what if a man tells you that he's not interested in sex? Like, you try to get a situation going, and he's like, nah, not tonight, I'm tired, I got a headache, I really don't feel it. Would you be offended? Would you be in your feelings? Would you feel like it was something wrong with you?
Are we like in a long-term situation, or is this something new that I'm trying to get popping? If it's like long-term, I mean, your feelings probably would be hurt a little bit, slightly, not that much. Cause I mean, in life and day-to-day, so people are tired. Like some days you literally just work or run until you just ready to collapse, and it's just not, you know what I'm saying? But I guess if it was like a new dude and I was trying to put the moves on him and he was like, I would probably feel away.
My own experience, I'll just be honest. I mean, I've tried to do the like, you know, when people tell you, you know, try to put the moves on me or something like that. So every once in a blue moon, so you know you're trying and you're like, or whatever, and then you try it and then your partner's like, hey babe, I'm kind of tired, and it's like, well then don't ask me to do none of this shit anymore because now I'm embarrassed. But no, but from experience, I can say, I think it's more embarrassment really than your feelings getting hurt, because it does take a bit to like get yourself into that mood and you know whatever. But I don't think you end up being like really hurt or anything like that. It's just kind of like, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? Because I think sometimes even for women, I mean, you know, you want to try, and you know, even when you're a little tired, you'll try or whatever. But at the same time, it's like when men are really not, when they don't feel like doing it, they're like, babe, I'm really tired, I'm sorry, no. And it's like, oh, so you can't just try? You know what I'm saying? it just means like not tonight, and that happens because you have your times where you want to be like not tonight,
Right.
but then
you just want somebody to understand it.
right, yeah.
For me, in my dating experience, like it's usually been if somebody wants to do it to me and I'm just like, nah, and then like and then when I try to do it, so usually those situations are just like people being petty or just like, you know, the on again, off again, you know, madness. But then other times, like Jasmine said, I think, you know, to be real with y'all, like when you still like live at home with your parents, like some people they're not trying to get it on and popping because it's like, where are we trying to get it on and popping at? Okay, so I think that's also a thing.
Yeah, I just feel like, yeah, you might be in your feelings, but I feel like if you really sit and think about it, like you take a second, like don't say nothing, just take a second in yourself and be like, okay, am I being irrational right now? And then be like, yeah, because you don't want nobody to try to force you to do nothing, so you just be like, okay, I'll, you know, revisit this at a later date. But I think what Adrian said, like Tamar tried to insinuate that something like a man would be gay or not really interested or whatever, cheating if he was saying something like that. And I just don't think that's the case. Like, I mean, there are people, men and women who would be like, you know, I'm trying to see what else it could be outside of sex beforehand. Right. So, I mean, you have to just respect that. So, what would you do if your man denied you sex? Would you feel away? Let us know in the comment section below. So, for this week's edition of Cold Tea, we're talking about Miss Blake Lively. Now, the actress was at the Shoot, right, it's a French word, y'all, I don't know. She was at the film festival and she's pregnant, so she was showing her front in her gown. She looked great, and then she turned around and showed her booty, and she's pregnant, so her butt is a little spread, and she captioned the photo, LA face with an Oakland booty. Now, y'all have heard that before. It's from Sir Mix-a-Lot's Baby Got Back. So, people were upset about it. What do you guys think about the situation?
I feel like Oakland is like synonymous with the predominantly black community. And it just seems, and shame on Sir Mix-a-Lot as well, but it seems to imply that all black women are good for is big asses. And the, you know, the white girls or whoever, the mixed chicks in LA, you know, they got the pretty faces. Why can't I have a big ass and a pretty face? Okay. And I mean, white folks always stepping out of line and quoting stuff. I can't totally come at her without coming at him. It's all bad.
Like, this is an ongoing thing in hip hop. Like, consistently light-skinned women or white women are viewed as prettier, hence their music videos. So, and I mean, clearly we know it's a lie. Tyra Banks is from Oakland, so it's not, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a lie. So, you know.
Honestly, I didn't feel any kind of way about it. I felt like it was a little overblown, just because it's not like she just came up with that on her own. It's just like a lyric that she thought, and it kind of, maybe she's really from LA. I don't know her whole backstory. And he's like, I got this temporary booty. Like, y'all see me? I've got the Oakland booty going on. I mean, I just felt like I just wouldn't have even read into that deeply. But, you know, I just think, you know, whatever works for people. But I think people on Twitter just spend too much time looking for things to get upset about, honestly.
I just thought it was interesting that it took Blake Lively for us to be upset about it. I'm like, this song came out 24 years ago.
I've never heard that one before.
It's an ad lib. It's kind of like LA face with an Oakland boot. It's like in there. It's an ad lib. So I just think it's so interesting that when a black man said it, we were okay with being hypersexualized, but when a white woman said it, then it's like no. I'm like, well, he gave her the language. So I think most of the blame should be on Sir Mix-a-Lot and not Blake Lively. I mean, let us know what you think about that in the comment section below. Hey y'all, thank you for watching and supporting us every single week. For more Did Y'all See, click here. For celebrity interviews, here. And for our comedic series Relationship Hacks, click here. And as always, be sure to subscribe.